Shane Long against Meyer. 1-0.
It's great to see it, like, you know, it's great to beat Germany anyway, anytime, you know, but someone from your local area and being with your own club, it was a brilliant night, brilliant.
That ball could go through to him like that another 10 times and he won't catch it this week. Like.
Yeah.
It just was one of those nights that he just caught it absolutely perfectly. Like, there isn't a striker in the world who would have hit it better than he did that night. Like.
Shane would have played, I think, from the age of 8 to 14 or 15 here at the club. I think Teresa Healy was his manager, or his manager, yeah, for a lot of them years. So I'd say he was here up to the year 2002 or that, 2003, around that. But he did play here. I was just for Tipperary Youths in the game against Cork Youths, an interleague game. And Shane came in, I think, 5 minutes before kick-off in the tip gear. He was after training with the tip minor team, and he just quickly swapped over and out. And I think he was 2 years younger than anybody in the field, but he gave an exhibition that day. Oh, he really stood out that day, and that's the first time I really saw him. And I said, if he doesn't make it, nobody else has a chance. His control that day and pace, he was way ahead of anybody on the field. Like, you know, they couldn't touch him. Like. And his pace is still probably his biggest asset, you know. You're talking about this Germany goal. It was all pace and power, you know. Great finish as well. It added to the win, you know. But like, we were there, we'd be there anyway. A few of us, you know, to support Ireland. But the fact that Shane got the winning goal, it really made it, like, and to go down in history, like, it was a brilliant goal. You know, this is one of the best I ever see in the Aviva, you know. So.
You were kind of working all the permutations in your head as to how we might qualify or how we can get a playoff or how we can do this. And a Germany win wasn't even thought about. It was just maybe a draw. At a really good night in the Aviva would have been a draw. Thinking back to Gelsenkirchen and John O'Shea, you would have thought if we can do the same again, it would be brilliant. But nobody imagined what was going to happen that night. Like, it was just incredible. Like.
From an offside position, but Shane Long was definitely onside. Shane Long has done it. A good night for Ireland might just be turning into a great night for Ireland.
The mood wasn't good before that Germany match. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to the Euros. It was, we were probably going to finish fourth, you know, so there was a good chance we would have finished fourth. Like, and
True.
It wasn't like, there was such a difference coming out of it than going into it, really.
Look, I don't think any of us saw it coming. Ball just came to him and he hoofed it up the field. It bounced perfectly. Shane Long ran onto it and he couldn't have caught it any sweeter. I don't think Neuer even saw it fly past him. He was diving nowhere when the ball flew past him. And I think just the whole stadium were up to 10.
Yeah.
And I remember drink going everywhere like
It was probably the best, bar maybe the start of the Denmark playoff, it was probably the best 21 minutes of atmosphere that I've seen in the Aviva in as long as I can remember. That 21 minutes after that goal was just incredible. Like, it was like it went in slow motion. It was just.
Oh, it was 20 minutes, but it felt like in 2
It
hours.
felt
It was just
week,
like,
yeah.
and every time the Germans got the ball, it just looked like they were going to score. I don't know. Some of those shots, I don't know how they stayed out.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people don't. People remember back the result. It's football. People always remember the result. But if people actually look at that game and remember back that game, possession-wise, we were under the cosh for probably 60 minutes of that game. They had numerous chances. I think they hit the post just shortly before we scored. I think so. I'm not sure now, but there was definitely a chance shortly before we scored where we could have been 1-0 down. But it's just one of those nights where everything just lines up and it just.
10 men on the edge of the box and the out ball every time was Shane Long. Like,
yeah. And
everything was
I
just
don't think
out.
Shane will mind me saying, like, but that ball could go through to him like that another 10 times and he won't catch it this week. Like,
Yeah.
it just was one of those nights that he just caught it absolutely perfectly. Like, there isn't a striker in the world who would have hit it better than he did that night. Like, and what can you say? Like, it was that night. That's what you want. That's when you want him to hit it like that. Like, so.
Like, I remember I was right behind that goal. I could see the ball literally just came straight into the back of the net. It was. It couldn't describe.
And funny
it
Donica
just-
says that because he was in the line where the ball was travelling to. We were in the upper tier and we were actually in line from where it left from. So we could actually see it go from Shane's foot straight into the goals, and we were right in line with it. And it was just like, I'll always remember the ball coming through and bouncing after Randolph hit it down the field and it bounced. It was like a slow motion. The whole thing everything just went dead, and you were kind of and I'll always remember Colin, now one of the lads, he's not here, but Colin, I kind of caught his arm. And I don't know why I remember that, but I do. I kind of caught his arm. We just kind of stood there waiting to see what was going to happen, and it was just chaos ensued then. Like, it was just mad.
You can't.
You couldn't
That's some
describe
feeling.
it.
I'm sure you had a kid there recently. I'm sure that was a lot better, but for me, I don't think there's anything better.
Like, it's up there with the best moments we've seen following Ireland, and we've been lucky enough, all of us, like, we've been lucky enough to be at some of the great moments over the last 5, 6, 7 years, but that was definitely, to do it on home soil against the world champions, and especially then at Tiplad, all of us being from a Tiplad to do it as well, it was all the sweeter, like.
And I think a lot of people were almost in complete shock when the goal went in. Like, it was all, I didn't almost believe it myself. I was just like, oh my god, and it was like dead noise in the place, and next thing the lights just went on, and it was just like, oh my god, we actually scored. Like,
Yeah,
you're
you're waiting like for lines on the flag to go up or something, even though like there was no way he was offside, but you're just waiting. Like, you're actually, the way that the matches are now, you're actually waiting for the what's the music, the Seven Nation Army music to come. You're just waiting for that, just so you can like go mad.
And I also think Shane's celebration, I think he just walked away with his two hands in the air. Like, it was just, there was an air of cockiness about it, and I was like, where did that come from? You know, like, we've no reason to be cocky against Germany, like, but we were, and it was just, that kind of set the tone for the rest of the night. Like, and we, in fairness, like, we dug deep for those 21 minutes. Both fans and the team alike. The fans put in just as much a shift over the next 21 minutes that as the team did, and it was just, as I said, one of those nights that you look back on. As Donica said, like, I only had a son there recently. He's only 10 months, and definitely best moment of my life. But that's definitely up there with it.
Congratulations! Take the applause of that crowd.
Yes! Go on,
There's been some very famous Irish goals. Robbie Keane and Ibaraki against the Germans. Jason McAteer here against Holland. Ray Houghton in New Jersey and Stuttgart. Tonight's goal against the world champions Germany by Shane Long is going to go down in history.
I'll take it, yeah.
For every poor friendly, like, you know, the dreary Thursday nights that we played Oman, and I think I'd always remember, I don't know why it sticks out in my mind, but when we played Iceland in a friendly there in the last 2 years above in Dublin, we got beat 1-0. That was probably the most depressed I've ever left Lee Aviva, and that's including big results. I mean, it was just one of those days that we played bad, we got beat by a weak team, it was dreary weather, and you walk out and you go, why do I do it to myself? 2 hours up the road from Tipperary, 2 hours back. As I said, for every 20, 30 bad experiences you go through, there's always one then that just sets it off and makes it worthwhile, like, and that was definitely one of them.
I was just going to make the same point as Kieran said, like, there's more bad days than good days for Ireland. So when we get the good days, there's something special, and, you know, hopefully going forward we'll have plenty more good days to look forward to.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best. Like,
It was the importance of
it
it,
was so important. Yeah, it was.
because it wasn't expected, and then to get the result, and then that to actually propel us through to Bosnia, and then being able to go on to the Euros. Like, so you could even say that without Shane Long's goal that night, we never would have seen Robbie Brady in Bosnia, we never would have seen Wes Hoolahan in Sweden, and we never would have seen Robbie Brady in Lille, or against France for that matter. So that goal kind of led us to the other ones, which you could kind of say was a bit surreal, yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, but that goal brought us to the Euros. Like, it did.
It did,
It was,
absolutely, yeah. It was mad.